Well, the Hip Hop Summit Action Network is back, kind of a unique mix of music and money, and they're reaching out to Canada's youth. Their goal is to teach the youth more about personal finance, which is actually easier said than done. I've got 5 kids, I know about this. For more on the summit, we're joined by the president, CEO, Benjamin Chavis, and one of the colleagues, Belly. He's the award-winning Canadian hip-hop artist. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining us.
Thank you for, it's good to be back on your program. And, hip-hop is a great cultural phenomenon here in Canada and all over the world. I'm glad that Belly is going to be with us. We're going to be at the Hummingbird Center on Saturday. Doors open at 12. This is our second time coming to Toronto with Get Your Money Right. It's a financial literacy summit sponsored by Chrysler Financial Canada. And we found that thousands of young people have a hunger and a thirst to learn more about how basic finance, credit score, the difference between an appreciating asset versus a depreciating asset. We find out young people, unfortunately in a lot of the public schools, they don't teach basic financial literacy. And so we found a way, young people are very interested in the music and the culture, so we get their attention with the music and the culture, and then we give them basic financial information.
But you're only going to have, what, 2,000 people in Hummingbird, or whatever the capacity is of that building. You're reaching out to 2,000 and touching 2,000 people. How do you extend that message beyond just that building?
Well, they get a workbook. They get a book that they keep, Get Your Money Right workbook, which is tailored specific for a Canadian audience. And then they interact with us on the website. Our website, HSAN.org, is interactive. So year-round, we're in touch with thousands of young people throughout Canada who really want to get their money right.
And then they go and see Belly in concert. What's your role? How did you get involved?
I mean, me being somebody that that uses my life to dictate my music. I'm somebody that likes to teach whenever I get a chance to. I mean, people see the glitz, the glam, or the videos and all that, but when I get a chance to put a real positive message out there, I definitely like to. And, when I was approached about doing this, I felt like what I could bring to the table is, at least from what I've learned and the mistakes I've made, getting to this point, bad credit, not paying bills, thinking it'll all be okay because I'm young, and all that stuff comes back and chases you your whole life. So basically, I feel like if we teach the kids the mistakes that we made, they don't have to make those same mistakes.
You weren't cutting grass and saving money when you were a kid growing up, I take it?
No, none of that.
And now you've reached financial stardom or musical stardom. I mean, definitely. You have advisors on board. What do you tell kids, though? How is that message different than what your advisor tells you as an adult?
I mean, as far as kids go, I think the #1 thing right now is a work ethic. And that's the problem with kids these days, is like, the work ethic is not really there. Kids sit around on the computer all day, watch TV all day, play video games all day, and it's like, I'm just trying to reinforce the work ethic. Like, when we were younger, like, we really had to work. We had to really, really work, you know what I mean? And I want to bring it back to that, and bring the youth back to understanding that, you can't just dream about something. If you dream about it and you want to get it, you really got to work hard to get it. You know what I mean? And that's my main message out here,
You've got the message coming from him. How do you measure your success?
Well, first, turnout, also response. And, over the years, I want to see a statistic here in Canada change. And that is where so many young people in Canada have a ruin their credit before they're 24. Latest studies have between 18 and 24 have a lot of difficulties. And having a person like Belly on the panel, young people can vibe with him. He's young, he's been through what they are now going through. And we find that this has a lasting impact on young people. It's a one-day event, but it has a lifelong turning. We get emails back from young people. For example, one young man who came to the summit last year went into business for himself. Now has a successful business right downtown Toronto from the Get Your Money Right.
But Doctor, you go back to Dr. King.
Yes.
And that movement. You headed up the NAACP.
Yes.
Is there too much focus now on children with money as opposed to life experience?
Well, I think coming out of poverty is very important. What Dr. King and what the Civil Rights Movement was about, 20 and 30, 40 years ago, has relevance to today. So it's both. You need both. You need social consciousness, but you also need money in order to make it in life. And I think you need both. And I think that's the complement that we push forward. We try to overcome poverty, try to improve the quality of life for our community. But basic financial literacy, that's something you can use the rest of your life. And tell me, believe me, the best way to help the poor is not to be one of them.
Yeah, good point, well made. You getting help from the financial community here? Are they hearing this message?
Chrysler Financial has been very helpful. In fact, they helped to publish the book that's going to be published out there, our title sponsor for this summit. And in truth, this is our third year through the help of Chrysler Financial. Of all the major corporations, I have to say Chrysler Financial has been the most supportive of getting financial literacy to young people.
And Belly, when you go out in concert, do you mention this thing, the website and so on, or are you focused on your music, really?
No, I definitely, you know, this is definitely a big part of what I do, you know, on a daily basis, and I mention it every chance I get. You know, concerts and such, people probably won't even hear what I'm saying, so I don't really mention it at concerts, but every interview I have, or every chance that I have to reach out and speak to somebody, I definitely mention it.
I hope your message gets out there, gentlemen. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for joining us. Dr. Benjamin Chavis, President and CEO of Hip Hop Summit Action Network, and Belly. He's an award-winning Canadian hip-hop artist. New experiences all the time, gentlemen. Thanks a lot.